Introductions. I am Cecilia Lozano Sayas, a graduating senior at the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. And today I'm going to be talking about technology and how it has been implemented into forensic accounting, talking about both the benefits and the liabilities that it'll bring to the industry. Now, what is forensic accounting? Forensic accounting is the gathering of evidence of a suspected fraud to prepare for litigation to bring to court. So as this is showing you, it's showing you them discovering a fraud activity, analyzing it, and presenting it in front of a judge to potentially put that fraudster in prison for their wrongdoing. Now, you may ask, who is it that does this investigating? Who is it that analyzes all the financial paperwork? Who is it that discovers fraudulent activities going on? Those would be your auditors. Your auditors are the ones who oversee a company's financial reporting. They're the ones who can identify any red flags that can potentially be a fraudulent activity in those financial reportings of a company. Now, when I was creating this presentation from the get-go, I wanted to make it more relatable to my audience, make it more understandable, make it as simple as it could. So I want to talk about the double-edged sword metaphor. The double-edged sword metaphor is a metaphor that describes how something can be both a liability and both a benefit. Now, how I'm going to incorporate that into technology, I'm going to talk about the liabilities that technology can bring, the problems that technology can bring, but I'm also going to be talking about the benefits that technology will bring and the prevention that technology will bring that will essentially save companies and organizations and even your average person thousands of dollars. Now, the first side of the sword, we're going to be talking about the doubts from auditors and the hackers and technology aspect. We're going to be talking about the liability that technology brings. So when technology first was surfaced to forensic accounting, it was created to be a form of internal control. That was its main purpose for technology. So, however, management and auditors still believe that technology does more harm than good. They believe that it's increased the opportunity and has increased the risk of fraudulent activities happening by these hackers and these criminals. So they believe that you can implement the best cybersecurity system and that will prevent and analyze any fraudulent activities going on, and hackers can still figure out a way to get in your system, which is true. All a hacker has to do is type into Google and see what organizations are using as their cybersecurity system. How are organizations preventing this fraud? As long as that hacker gains that same knowledge that the organization and the auditors have, they may potentially be able to hack into the system. So yes, to answer their question and kind of agree to what they're saying, auditors believing that technology has increased opportunity and risk for technology, I feel like it's definitely true. So the University of Maryland, back in 2016, they did a study on they wanted to quantify the constant rate of hackers hacking into the system. When they concluded with their project, they found that 1 in every 3 Americans are affected by specifically identity theft. That's a hacker. Every 39 seconds, a hacker is hacking into a system. Now, this graph was really interesting to me because it shows you the specificities that technology has brought into the industry. So this was sourced by the IRS, and it's showing you that identity theft has fell 71% in the last 4 years. Since the year 2015 up until 2018, it has dropped dramatically. Why? Because of technology. It's dropped nearly 400,000 people. 400,000 people have been protected by technology because of cybersecurity. This was also a very interesting graph that I came upon. So this is talking about the dependence that us as human beings have on technology, and it also shows our confidence that we have in technology. So the red line demonstrates our dependence in technology, and the orange line represents our confidence. So as you can see, our dependence on technology has gone up. Of course, over the years, as technology goes up, everything is literally done digitally at the palm of your hand. We're holding laptops and PCs and computers in our iPhones, in our Samsung Galaxies. As time goes on, we will become even more dependent on this technology. So our dependence is increasing. However, the confidence that we have in technology is at a steady rate and is said to be decreasing within the next 5 years. So that just shows you that as technology is evolving, us human beings, we have no choice but to keep up with it. It's thrown in our face and we have to use it because that's the only option we have. We're in the 21st century and technology is a whole entire new era. But it's a problem because our confidence in the technology is not as high as our dependence. Why is our confidence not that high? Reason being, our consumers don't trust these companies, these technological companies. They feel that because of this technology being so easy to access, it's so much easier, like I said, for hackers to be able to access our information. So what do organizations need to do to create more confidence from customers for their organizations? Evolving technology means evolving hackers. So we need to find a way to continue the evolution of technology while stopping the evolution of hackers. As impossible as it may seem, it is certainly possible. How are we gonna do that? Organizations need to form a base of trust with their consumers. And they need to do that with the correct and harshest security system. They need to enforce a harshest security system that will prevent these hackers from violating our information. Now, the second side of the sword, I'm going to be talking about the benefits of technology, how technology benefits organizations and your average person. Now, this graph shows the top factors that are driving the US technology industry to grow. This is showing us that cybersecurity concerns is the #1 reason why the technology industry is growing so rapidly. It is tied along with the US economic growth as a factor, but of course we know that because technology is such a huge industry, it's a huge money-making industry, so of course as technology evolves, we're gonna get more money flowing into our country. But this is just showing you how cybersecurity concerns tied with the US economic growth is the #1 factor that is driving the US technology industry to grow. And this is said in 2019. So more than likely, 20, 30 years from now, this is gonna be the same information, if not more. It's gonna be 100% the #1 factor that is gonna be driving the technology industry to grow. Now, so I've been talking about enforcing harsher security systems to prevent and analyze these fraud situations. So I came across an investigation tool called Helix. What is Helix? Helix is a digital forensic tool that can do some major detective work for your system. It can do some major detective work that regular human beings aren't able to do as of yet, unless robots come around and we have that crazy robot situation going on. But as for right now, Helix seems to be the way to go for the forensic tool. It allows organizations to take control of any incident from alert to fix. How does it do that? It does that by using behavioral analysis, detects advanced threats, and accelerates incident response. Now, how does it work with behavioral analysis? It does that by using huge data, by using thousands of remote systems to create this holistic view to detect any internal and advanced external threats. How do they detect advanced threats? They do that by using statistical analysis and artificial intelligence. And they do that by figuring out an organization's baseline normal behavior, and when any unusual activity occurs or any deviations occur, they will get alerted. As for the accelerated incident response, how they do that is they expand the risk exposure and they prioritize the alerts. Now, Helix, it is functional on Mac OS for both laptops and desktops. It is also focused to be able to function on Windows PC or laptops as well. And it's also functional on Linux. Look at their logo, isn't it so cute? It's a little penguin. Okay, so this is the pricing for Helix. The pricing varies from the amount of users that are going to be using this cybersecurity and the amount of storage that each plan contains. So they have the free plan, the standard, premium, and enterprise. Your enterprise plan is the plan that your big Fortune 500 companies would use, because this plan is the plan that uses the most storage and you have the ability to have the most users on that cybersecurity system. So that would be the plan to go for those big Fortune 500 organizations. Then they have the premium plan, which is right under it. That's starting at $29, and that's 5 gigabytes per user, which might be enough depending on your organization. Maybe not one as big as a Fortune 500 company, but one that's up there that's making good money and has about 100 to 200 employees, that has 100 to 200 computers as well. So the standard plan is starting at $19, which has 1 gigabyte per user. And you can use that for your startup companies, because like I said, it differs by the storage limit and the amount of users that you can have on that plan. So those, you can use that plan for your startup company. Then you have your free plan, which can be used by people like me, college students. Me and my peers are just so focused on school and passing our classes. We don't even second guess, we don't even think when we're shopping online that we're putting in our credit card information, putting in all this information, and how much we're being vulnerable to the internet. We're literally giving ourselves to the internet. So this is a free plan that has 1 gigabyte, which I believe is enough for me. I'm not too worried about my identity being taken, because I always think ahead of the game, but the free plan would be for your college students. Now, these are the competitors that also work in cybersecurity. So you have Helix, which is the leading cybersecurity system in the industry, making a revenue of $751 billion back in 2017. Right behind them, the security system that I'm more used to seeing around on all these computers is McAfee. Their revenue was at $610 billion, right under Helix. Then you have your Symantec at $4.8 billion. Then you have Proofpoint that had a revenue at $5 billion. Now, technology has two sides to it. It can be harmful in the hands of criminals, and it can be so useful when it falls into the right hands. Forensic accountants, investigators receive many benefits from technology, and when they use this technology, it'll prevent them from having all of these issues. And these are the benefits that come along with the use of technology in their industry. Their benefits include efficiency, the ability to handle large data, and the ability to maintain integrity. So this is another little metaphor that I kind of wanted to put in the presentation to kind of really break down this topic that I'm talking about. So yes, technology is an important, super important factor in the forensic accounting industry, right? But technology is not the only thing we need. Technology, they have to have someone that has that knowledge. They have to have someone that can uphold that knowledge and be able to work with it and be able to understand it. So just having the technology and the greatest cybersecurity system, that's not the only thing you need. So with this little picture, it's a picture of a house with a screwdriver, a little roll painter, and a hammer. So I saw this story and it was like, if you have a screwdriver, you can build a house, right? You can definitely build a house with a screwdriver, but you need hammers, you need paint, you need an electric system, a water system, you need all these other factors. So it goes to show you, technology is a huge factor, and Helix is the leading investigation tool that needs to be used in this organization. Just like this, you can't just have a screwdriver. You need multiple supplies. The same as in the digital forensic industry. You need a person, you need that auditor, you need that forensic accountant to have that same knowledge and be able to carry that same knowledge in their brain. Thank you.